Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and guess what? Time for some viewer comments. All right, Mr. Dog Pound Man. Want to know what was my favorite Beverly Hills Cop movie? I've only seen the first two. I never watched the third. I heard horrible things about the third one, so I never watched part three. But out of the first two, I like the first one better. I think it's definitely more quotable and just an overall better movie. I think, in my opinion. What's my favorite Resident Evil movie? First one again. Typically, the first one's usually the best. Typically, so. But I enjoy the series. I think my least favorite would probably be Apocalypse Part 2. But the rest of them are solid. Do I prefer the NWO Black and White or the NWO Wolfpack? Overall, I'm almost say Black and White as far as when they first started out. When it was Hall, Nash, and Hogan. And that initial run. When it split up, I was definitely more Wolfpack because I preferred, Sting and Luger and Nash and Conan and them. And really, I just remember Hollywood, NWO Black and White didn't have much. Like, without Hogan, all you had left was like Steiner and Bagwell, Vincent, Horace Hogan. I think Stevie Ray was in there at one point. I mean, it was clearly the B team. And so I wasn't too big on them. But I was always a Scott Hall fan, so I kind of always went where he went. And I remember he was in the Wolfpack for a little bit, and then he screwed him over and went back to the Black and White. But I'm gonna say overall, I prefer NWO Black and White, the initial incarnate of it. But when they did do the split, I guess I was more Wolfpack. And he finally said, "What got me into YouTube? Like, what inspired me to start doing YouTube?" Well, actually, the weird thing is, we're going to go way back, about a year before I even started making videos. I had an idea for like an actual television show, because we got public access. Well, it's a town over, but they have a public access channel, and I was like, I want to get a show on, get a show on the air. Like, what would it take to do that? And there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through. It's insane. And even that, then you just be, because I always want to like do a horror host kind of thing. But then it's all public domain, and I was like, man, public domain runs out pretty fucking quickly. Like, there's only so many public domain movies you can do, and most of them's already been done. So anyways, but I pitched them my idea and everything, and they didn't go for it, so I was like, all right. But I was like, I still want to do something. And I remember, and it was just weird, but like, I was just like, oh, YouTube. Because I never really watched anything on YouTube other than like movie trailers and music. That was it. Like, that's the only thing I ever used YouTube for. And wrestling, I used to watch, wrestling clips, but that was it. So, I just remember, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. So I had my idea, because my initial, if you guys ever go back and watch my early videos, like the first two years or so, my videos were a lot longer. Like retarded long. Like literally like an hour long video. I don't know how people watch it, I really don't. But anyway, as my ideas, like I basically had every segment I have throughout the week condensed down to one show, and so I wrote my whole little thing out, and I was like, well, I need to watch other people's show to see what everybody else is doing out there. Made sure there was no other movie Phantom. That's what I was worried about too, because I came up with the idea for the movie Phantom. I was like, man, it just seems like that's such a generic type of character. There's got to be like a million movie Phantoms, and to my surprise, not a single one. I was like, holy shit! So I snatched that up real quick. And then just typed in the search engine. I was like, horror movie review show or something like that. And several of them came up. Started watching them, seeing what worked, what didn't work. And like I said, really my big inspiration came from Eight the Chosen One. I just really dug his style. He has a very high energy to him, and I really dug it. And so I was like, shit, I like it. And everybody else kind of had a lot of people had like intros and shit. And like I just knew I was going to be low tech because I just don't have the equipment to do that kind of shit. But like he was one of those guys who just didn't, he was just, boom, gets right into it, hit start and go. And I like that. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do right there. So, but yeah, that's kind of the origin story, I guess. And then the rest was just kind of history. So thank you, my man. Appreciate it. And yes, I saw you commented earlier about Tommy Dreamer returning. Saw that. Big Tommy Dreamer fan. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate their feud with the Wyatts. I'm a big Wyatt family fan too, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely rooting more on the side of the Wyatts, but I'm sure Dudley's and Dreamer will win the little battle. So Andrew Beaver sent me a video, really interesting video, talking about Jar Jar Binks was actually a Sith Lord, and it's just basically I mean, you can tell it's BS, but they're just like it's like a whole video explaining how he was supposed to be the actual villain of the prequel trilogy, and it just kind of shows all these clips kind of out of context and shit. And it's ridiculous as fuck. But thank you, Beav. I appreciate that, my man. Really good watch. You know what? I'll go with it. Fuck it. Jar Jar Binks was going to be more powerful than Darth Vader. Boom. That's all there is to it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Kelly Benton said that Wolfman is her favorite movie. Period. Posted some Wolfman trivia on my Facebook page the other day. So, and then yesterday I posted my rankings of the Alien and Predator, and Todd All Things Horror said he can't wait for Predator 4. I'm sure he meant fourth Predator movie. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do a part 4, or if it's going to be a reboot or whatever. Either way, I agree. I'm more Predator the better. I'm ready for him to crank something out. So. And then yesterday also, I dropped my announcement of my scheduling change coming up at the first of the year. And 13th Wolfman said that's smart thinking, alternating, the top threes, just like that. And really, I just did that mostly just because I selected the top three because I've been doing this for 2-3 years now, which hadn't been, I guess not that long, but it's really hard to come up with a fresh top three every single week. And I do my best not to copy myself. I think I've done that a couple times where I'm like, we're going to go back and redo another one, but for the most part, it's been fresh each time. But you can see which weeks I'm struggling with because the idea gets a little sloppy or kind of half-assed, and so yeah, this will at least give me a little bit more of a buffer room there. So, and then of course Sarah Pullen, she goes, no, she loves the top three. It's not going nowhere. It's just being it's alternating weeks now. So, and finally, I posted my DVD update video, and the Omen, he said nice update. He's always constantly giving me praise and props, and I appreciate my man. I really do. Much love. So yes, thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody out there, who comments and everything and asks the questions like that. So if you guys got any questions at all, drop it down below. Any question whatsoever. I've answered some very ridiculous, weird stuff before, and I'm not afraid to do it again. Of course, you got any questions for any of my former guests, Maya, I know they'll be glad to answer them. And yeah, so there you go. Drop down below, hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So, alright guys, I'm out of here.